folks, old man Grognard back again, and I'm ready and raring to talk about post-apocalyptic games. Getting tired of the wizard, getting tired of the fighter, can't pick those locks anymore, you're just bored, same old encounter and stuff. Come on over to post-apocalyptic, you can see what it's like after the earth is devastated. Mutations galore, all kinds of artifacts, and boy do we have fun. Let me go over some of the more prominent games in the genre. I don't have all of them, and I'm not experienced with all of them, but they're out there. And for instance, Mutant Epoch. I hear that gets a lot of good press. As soon as I can get my grubby little paws on it, I will take a look at it and give you a review. I also, here's another one I have, but I haven't tried, is Atomic Highway. I read this thing. This thing's fun. If you want to do your post-apocalyptic more Mad Max than the usual kind, it's still crazy and wahoo, but it doesn't emphasize the mutant so much, and it's got a nice system in here for cars and chases. If you want to go more into the Gamma World Gonzo area, pick up its supplement Irradiated Freaks, because you can get mutant people and mutant animals in here, but this gives you more mutant animals and extends it into mutant plants. So Atomic Highway by Radioactive Ape Designs. Let's see, what else do we got? Okay, let's start at the beginning. The first one was Gamma World. This is a copy off a PDF because mine is long gone. This was one of the first games I ever played after D&D. As the story goes, when I got into gaming, it was with first edition AD&D, but we played that for a few sessions. Then all of a sudden, we're playing Gamma World because that was my DM's pet system, and we spent like 3-4 years playing Gamma World, and I wasn't too happy about it. I thought it was kind of boring, at least the way she ran it. All we do is like wander around, look at old artifacts, find old abandoned places and things. It just got, same old. Get in encounters with mutated animals and things like that. Well, I've rediscovered Gamma World, and I've got to say, it's fun. This is the first edition, and the first and second edition, if you go into the AD&D Dungeon Master's Guide, you will find two games in there that you could combine with AD&D. One is Boot Hill, and the other one is Gamma World, where you can convert. It has conversion tables, but that's only good for the first or second edition. The third edition, changed it up, and they went the route of like the TSR's Marvel Superheroes face rip game, and had one chart, and did everything on the charts. Well, fourth edition, which I hear is the most fun, I'd like to try it out sometime, is it's really good. It's got a lot of meat to it, a lot more meat than the original ones. The original one. I don't know if I like some of this stuff in here, like the cryptic alliances, things like that. I really don't want to get into that. I'm not sure yet. I'm still reading through it, but from what I've heard from everybody says this is the version to play of Gamma World. The thing that'll throw you about it is in 4th edition, they changed the armor class. They went ascending armor class instead of descending armor class. And you think, well, okay, it'll be more along the lines of D20 or 3rd edition. Wrong. Ascending armor class in the D20 system goes from 10 up. This goes from 0 up. I know it kind of bent my mind too. And it's workable. It really is. It is workable. Let me show you my favorite right now. Mutant Future by Goblinoid Games. This is very, very easy to run. It's free on their site for the no art version. I popped for the PDF and printed it out and put it in this nice little binder. See? And I like it because as Labyrinth Lord is based on the Moldvay Cook version of D&D, this is also based on the Moldvay Cook version of D&D. The reason being is Gamma World is still in production, more or less. It's gone through 7 editions, and the rights are still held, and it doesn't fall under the OSR. So they had to go back and like kind of retrofit it to Moldway Cook BX D&D, which is okay with me because I know basic D&D, and this was really easy for me to do. So, and it's like I said, one and done. It's like the RC. It's got everything you need in here. It's got mutations. It's got, the combat section, the monster manuals in here, anything like that. It's, pick it up and go. If you know basic D&D, this is going to be like falling off a log. It really is. I'm doing a Mutant Future campaign right now, and we're having a lot of fun. I just sent them to New Orleans to help a trader out there, out in the swamp. They work for a mutated bear named Barter John, who has a trading post somewhere in South Dakota. They've already ransacked one old fallout shelter, and another one they had to steal the bust. They had to go to Mount Rushmore. They didn't have to steal Mount Rushmore. They had to steal the scale model of Mount Rushmore because he had a buyer, and they had to fight Boulder people and all this other. But now the last game they ran into pigmen, which are basically pig-faced orcs with Gamma World stuff, where they were terrorizing a town, and they were holed up in a bowling alley. So that was pretty interesting. Thank you, Tim Snyder, for those scenarios, by the way. But now I'm off on my own. Anyway, post-apocalyptic is fun if you don't mind okay, it's kind of science. It's kind of magic. You can come up with some really, really weird characters. So far, we've gotten in this party. We have piercing humans, mutants, mutant animals, mutant plants. We also have robots and cyborgs. One of the characters is playing a robot. We have one character who is basically playing Groot because he's playing a giant tree man, and my friend Matt, he's playing Ukla the Mock from Thundar the Barbarian, and another guy we got who's a giant praying mantis with an ape head. That should be interesting. Anyway, that's my take on post-apocalyptic. It's a little more challenging, I think, than just running, D&D. D&D to me is like, I can come up with a story and stuff. I got to do a little more work with this because there are certain things I always feel like I'm forgetting. In D&D, I'm always reminded of the monsters, the spells, tricks and traps in a dungeon, this, like that. And here it's like, oh yeah, I should put more mutant monsters. And so far they were dealing with like a lot of mutated animals. And it's like, well, I got to throw some humans in there too somewhere. So it's a bit of more of a haul because it's not as well documented as D&D in the fantasy genre, but it's getting there. Anyway, those are my choices for post-apocalyptic type games. And if you want to ask me about it, like I said, I still want to get Mutant Epoch. I don't know if I can afford it right now, but I still want to get that and try it out, at least look at it, get my group to run it. I've only been in two games into the Mutant Future, but I really like to try Atomic Highway, so I'll have to set and do a one shot of that. And same thing with Mutant Epoch, because there's a lot of support for both Mutant Future and Mutant Epoch. And if you look around the web, there's a lot of support for Gamma World too. So go out there, find it. Mutant Future, like I said, is free for the no-art version. And there's support for that. My friend Tim Snyder, who does a website, which the name escapes me right now. Oh, the Savage Afterworld. Sorry, Tim. The Savage Afterworld. He puts out a lot of things for that and Crypt World from Pacesetter, if you're into the horror stuff. So check them out, and I will see you more stuff next time. Bye-bye.